making new people? It's Mary here. Long time no see. Well, at least since the summer anyway. I've not been on my video game, but I'm back on it because we're back up to fully functioning and all that kind of good stuff. I am doing something different because I don't normally include a video of me in the newsletter because I think probably it's just not of interest. But I was given a challenge in the Facebook group by a lady named Sandra, who's also a friend of mine, to show everybody what the burn test was. There's a lady in our dressmaking workshop in the middle of the week. Her name's Suzanne. And she was asking, what do you do if you've got fabric and you don't know what it's actually made out of? Which is not uncommon. People give you fabric and it doesn't come with any markings. So if you're trying to figure out what the fabric is, either because you want to be able to wash it and make sure that you don't shrink it, or perhaps you really like that way that fabric feels when you've made a garment with it, so you want to go out and buy more of it. If you don't have any markings, there is a way to be able to at least narrow down what type of fabric it is, and that's by doing something called the burn test. I commented on it in the Facebook group, and this is how come we're here now, because Sandra set the challenge and said, could I not show everybody in the newsletter what it is? The idea with the burn test is that, and I've got 2 pieces of fabric here, so I'm actually going to try and do it without setting the smoke alarm off, is when you burn, you just take a little piece of fabric from whatever a little swatch from whatever it is that you're trying to figure out the content of it. You burn it, and I've got a thing here which is lighting and it's not lighting. When you burn it, 3 things happen. It'll flame up, and it will also give off an odor, and it will also have an ash. Those 3 things, the flame, the color of the flame, and the type of flame, whether it's sputtering, if it's orange or whatever, the smell, which you can't smell, so you're going to just have to go with what I tell you. And then the ash will tell you what type of fabric it is. So I'm going to light this now, and I think what I'll do is I'll get the plate near me so that I can maybe, if I need to, I can drop it on the plate, because one time I did it and it sparked up pretty quick. It's kind of fun. Right, so, right. Okay, so it's got a nice orange flame, and I know you probably can't see it, but it's, whoa, it's hot. Right, nice. Ooh, not an unpleasant odor. And can you see it's curling up, and it's really not leaving a lot of ash. Can you see that? Right. Give me a second. Gosh, it's really, oh, it's kind of hard to see if you can see it. Yeah. So it's smoldering now. Hopefully not going to set off my smoke alarm. I don't know. It's kind of like a weird... Oh, and there goes the ash. So can you see it's got like little flicks of ash, but not a lot. See, that's where the actual piece of fabric was, and it's only left like a kind of a weird mark around it. So it burns, and it's almost burning itself off. Does that make sense? So we're going to look at the fact that it was an orange flame, and it burned quite quickly, which is good. Sometimes, depending on what the fabric is, it can take a little while. And then it's obviously not left very much ash. I'm not sure what the smell is. Maybe burnt tires. It's like, right, so let's just see what we've got. So for cotton, it says scorches and ignites easily and quickly, which it did. The flame burns quickly and has a yellow color to it, which that did. And the removed from the flame, it continues to burn rapidly, has an afterglow, which it did. Oh, and the odor is burning paper. Oh yeah, that's a good way to describe it. And the ash is light and feathery gray, and then its ash is black if you look at the edges of it, and you can see it is there. So that's cotton. That's going to be very basic and easy to figure out what that is. I'm going to try and light this one now. And now this one I know is synthetic, so this should have a completely different property to it. So let's just see. Now, ooh, can you see it's, all right, can you see that flame's different? Whoa, it's spitting. Can you see that? And I'm going to drop it. It's also curling. Oh, I'm going to blow it out just so it doesn't set the smoke alarm off. Right, can you see completely, it's stuck. That's how come you can tell it's synthetic, because whatever the component is that makes it up, and oftentimes it's some type of a oil-based product or petroleum-based product. That's what happens when you get heat on it. It makes it stretchy. But did you see how the difference between this one and the other one in terms of the actual flame and what's up? So let's see what this has got. See, I think it says flames and shrinks away from the flame, melts and burns slowly. Nope. Nylon, nope. So I'm just going through scorches and ignites quickly, burns more quickly than cotton, bright yellow flame, nope. Melts and burns slowly, Flames rapidly, sputters and melts. Yes, there we go. That's the type of flame. Fuses and shrinks away from the flame. We're getting close. And then it says continues to melt and burn. And it has a chemical odor, and that is true. So it's acrylic. So it's got acrylic in it. Isn't that interesting? Oh, and it's quite stiff now. The piece of fabric that's left, it's melted along that edge, and it's quite hard. So what you can do is, I don't know if you can hear it snap. Yeah, it did snap a little bit. So yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? So what you've got is, if you just Google, it's the fabric burn test. There's charts all on the internet for it. And what I was saying is, it could be hard now as well to know what your fabric's made out of, because this little piece of fabric here is scuba, and that's from it's from the stretch workshop that we do. Scuba wasn't really a fabric on the market about 5 or 6 years ago. So in terms of it, you looking at it and going, oh, I know exactly what that is. It's a little bit harder because there's not so much availability in terms of knowing what that would look like. Does that make sense? So take that burn test. It's fun. Get your kids involved. It's fun for the kids. They can look through the chart. They can kind of narrow down as well what it is. And you can have a little science session with them as well. So there you go. 6 minutes and 21 seconds of science here on the Make and Do Studio. And I hope you enjoyed it. Anyway, and enjoy the rest of the newsletter. I've got to go back and write that now. Okie dokie. Bye now.